Namaste, yoginis, and namaste to your babies. Today we will start by sitting on our knees with the knees together, spine straight, and then close your eyes with your hands on your belly. For today's session, we're gonna need a bolster or a pillow, and we're also gonna need 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use thick books as usual. Today's session is going to be a restorative, soothing, healing session. We are around week 8 of the pregnancy, which means in the middle of the first trimester. And if you are like me, you're probably not feeling that well. You might have morning sickness, you might have fatigue, other symptoms. So today I'm proposing a healing session, a very smooth, restorative, tender, loving care session to take care of ourselves, to relax, to indulge, and hopefully to release some of these fatigue and some of these nausea. Bring your hands into prayer and set an intention for today. If you're feeling great this week, then congratulations. You just get to enjoy a very healing, soothing, introspective practice. Store your intention in your heart, chin to chest, and connect to your breath. Let's get started. So the first posture we're gonna do is against the wall. We're gonna sit next to the wall as close as possible, have the bolster next to you, and then you're gonna sit just glued to the wall. From here, you're gonna bring your legs up and you're gonna lay the upper body on the floor. Once you're here, you can either stay with your upper back on the floor, or you may choose to put the bolster or pillow under your back, around the middle of your back, mid to low part of your back, to support your back and to open up your chest, and more importantly, to give more space to your belly. Your legs are resting on the wall. I suggest you keep them separated hip distance. Your arms are relaxed by your sides with your palms facing up. Your neck is long, your spine is also long, and your eyes are closed. And here we're just gonna try to be as still as possible without losing the connection to the breath. So let's establish some breath pattern that we're gonna have for this soothing, restorative session, as long and as rich as possible. And I'm not gonna tell you what the rhythm or the pace of the breath is gonna be. You will decide by yourself what the pace of today's healing breath will be for you. The only thing I'm asking you is that you don't keep it in your upper part of your lungs. Allow your full upper body to be filled with air every time you breathe in, and to be emptied completely every time you breathe out. So the only thing I'm asking you is for this commitment to the fullness of your breath for this session. If you have any feelings of discomfort or nausea, try to breathe through them. Try to see what happens if you distract your mind. You don't focus on those feelings. You may bring your hands to your belly. And instead of focusing on your discomfort, just focus on the miracle that's happening inside you. Connect to your baby. Now very gently start walking down with your feet, and you may rest your feet at a 90-degree angle, so your knees are separated hip distance and they're bent at a 90-degree angle. If you prefer to have your legs straight, by all means straighten them up. But this is also a very healing, powerful posture. The soles of your feet are resting against the wall, and that gives you a very comforting, a very protective sense of support. Continue the flow of your breath in and out through your body, healing and nourishing every single cell and bringing to balance everything that seems slightly out of balance. Now very gently walk with your feet to one side and roll into fetal position. You may bend your arms and rest your head on your lower arm, pressing with the elbow down. Breathing in and out with compassion, with love, with care. Now ever so slowly start coming up, and we will prepare for a very restorative child's posture. So separate your knees very wide, at least the width of your mat. Big toes together, rest on your heels and rest the forehead on the floor. You can stretch your arms on the mat with your palms down. Breathing in, breathing out, letting go. Now very slowly we're gonna come to all fours. Take your time to move, especially today. And we will prepare very slowly for some very gentle cat-cow stretching. Place your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Look down with a flat spine. Let your knees and your feet support you. When you inhale, you slowly arch back, your belly falls down. And when you exhale, you round your spine down and you look at your belly button. very slowly and very gently. When you inhale, you open up your chest. Allow your spine to stretch, and when you exhale, you enjoy the rounding down and the stretching around your shoulders. Once again, pick your pace. I'm here just demonstrating a nice slow pace. But if you need something faster or even slower, just choose your own. Every time you exhale, your tailbone goes down, and when you inhale, your tailbone goes up. On the exhalations, make sure you're not pulling your belly in, just leave it neutral. So this cat-cow stretching is a very gentle way to stretch and to give some movement into your spine. Allow your energy to flow through your body. Allow your energy to not stagnate and to keep healing, keep soothing any areas of tension, turning them into areas of comfort. On your next exhalation, come to a neutral spine. And then once again, come to child's pose. This time you may choose to keep your arms close to you by your sides without stretching them up. This is called embryo pose. It's a variation of child's pose. I like this posture a lot, especially during my pregnancy, because it helps me connect with my baby. And this is the posture the baby adopts. So by being in the same shape, I feel very connected, and I try to imagine what it is to be the baby. If you want to connect with your baby even more, you may come up a little and then place your hands on your belly and come back down. So allow some space for your hands to go in, resting your forehead again on the floor and resting your hands on your belly, feeling the movements of your belly with the breath, and sending this healing energy right into your womb. Now from here, let's take our arms up and then stretch your arms on the floor above your head. Palms down, stretching your spine, stretching your shoulders, creating openness, creating space for good things to happen. Very slowly come up a little and place your left arm under your body and across to the right with your palm down, reaching for the right edge of your mat. Continue breathing. stretching your left shoulder in a very restorative, soothing posture. Make your breath as long and as deep as possible. Now very slowly release your left arm and stretch it, symmetrical to your right arm. Take a few breaths here to realign your body. And then when you're ready, let's proceed to the other side. So take your right arm under your body and across, reaching for the left side, stretching your right shoulder. Now release your arm, come back to center, and give yourself a couple of very deep breaths. Very gently come up to all fours and then sit on your heels. Tuck your toes under, allowing the soles of your feet to open up. Keep your knees separated hip distance and place your hands on your belly. Connect to your baby. Connect to the miracle of life to give you strength, especially when you need it the most, when it gets challenging. Draw strength from that miracle. Now release. Come to kneel on the front of your mat. If you're very flexible, you can start with your knees together, otherwise separate your knees hip distance and sit in between your heels. So your heels are touching your hips. And then from here, just find your point of resistance. It might be that you stay sitting here, which is absolutely fine. You might need a little more intensity, which might mean you need to lay a little bit down and rest on your elbows. And maybe you need even more intensity, in which case you can come to lay all the way down on your upper back and your shoulders. If you do so, you may take your arms overhead and grab opposite elbows, opening your chest. No matter what variation you chose, just breathe deeply and let every exhalation get rid of everything you don't want. Let every inhalation fill you up with oxygenated healing energy. Purifying air that will cleanse and heal everything that needs to be healed. Now very slowly start releasing the posture and coming up the same way you went in. So if you went all the way down, come onto your elbows, then come up to sitting very slowly, and then finally release your legs. Straighten your legs out in front of you, shake them up. Rotate your ankles. Feel the blood flowing through your legs and through your knee joints and through your ankle joints. Now bend both legs and bring the soles of your feet to touch. Bring your knees to the sides, as wide as possible. Straighten your spine. Grab your feet and very gently start falling forward. Very slowly. Connecting with your breath, allowing your knees to fall open to the sides. Your spine is round, and maybe your forehead is resting on your feet. Don't worry if it doesn't touch. If it feels right, you may rest on your elbows and your forearms. This is a posture of surrender, so just surrender to your breath and let your breath decide how deep you go. Surrender to the reality, surrender to what is, accept it and love it. Very slowly come up to sitting. Take your time, come up to a flat spine. Close your eyes, breathe. And then ever so slowly bring your knees to touch. Resting your forehead on your knees. Knees are together, feet are together. Head is completely relaxed. Close your eyes. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out very slowly. You can release the posture, straighten up your spine. Bring your hands behind you. Straighten up your spine and then straighten your legs wide open. Feet are flexed. Now walk with your hands towards your left foot, with your spine as straight as possible. When you reach your first point of resistance, you may start rounding your spine and rest your forehead on your leg. Maybe you can rest it on your knee. Maybe you can rest it on your shin. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you rest your forehead. If it feels better, you may bend your knee a little bit so that your forehead is resting more comfortably. And then here, melt into the posture. So rest your arms on the floor on your elbows, palms facing down. breathing in, breathing out. Ever so slowly come up, breathe into the middle, straighten your spine, and very slowly change sides. At your own pace, start walking with your hands towards your right foot. When you reach your point of resistance, you round your spine down, resting your forehead on your knee or on your shin, trying to keep some symmetry with the other side. Arms are relaxed. Both sitting bones are equally pressing down. On your next inhalation, very slowly, you walk back to straight spine. Take a couple breaths with a very straight spine in the middle. And then very, very slowly, you may start bending to the front. Walking with your hands, reaching your first point of resistance, folding forward, and then when you reach that point, keeping your spine as straight as possible, then you may round your spine a little, resting your head down, so there's no pressure on your neck whatsoever. You may rest your elbows on the floor. You may rest your forehead on the floor or not. Very gently release the posture. Once again, bring the soles of your feet to touch. This time not as close to your body, just a little further. And once more, fold forward. This time it's an easier posture because your feet are not as close to your groin. They're a little bit further. So the stretch is less intense. Plus you've been here before, so hopefully you're a little bit more warmed up and your muscles are a little more supple. If you can, rest your forehead in between your feet. And if you don't reach, don't worry. You may use your arms to support you. What matters here is the state of your mind, letting go, breathing in, breathing out, and how this practice is serving you to cleanse and to let go of the unwanted. Very slow breath, very steady, powerful, rich breath. That will be so useful during the pregnancy, the yoga practice, and motherhood. Very slowly release the posture. Come up to a straight spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Come to a sitting position that's comfortable. and let it go. From here we will set up a new posture, which is going to be even more restorative and resting. So place a bolster or a big pillow on the mat, come to sitting position, and place one block at each side of the mat. From here we're going to bring the soles of our feet to touch, resting the knees at each side wide open and being supported by blocks. And then we will rest our back on the bolster, like I'm demonstrating here. So your belly has plenty of space, your chest is wide open, your arms are resting by your sides, your eyes are closed, your face is completely relaxed, your palms are facing up. Take your time to readjust the posture as much as you need to, but make sure you are 100% comfortable, so that you can rest, you can heal, you can let go of anything you don't need, and you can replenish with everything you want, energetically wise, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Don't forget the connection to your breath and how powerful it is in these moments. Make it healing, make it caring, make it rejuvenating. Make it powerful and useful to what you want. Make it serve your practice, your pregnancy, and your life. If it feels right, you can straighten your legs and separate them, laying them down on the floor, resting, with your feet flopping open to the sides, completely dead, completely relaxed. Every cell of your body is relaxed and restoring. Bring your hands to your belly. Connect to your baby. Gently massage your belly up and down. and thank your baby for being here. Nurture this connection. You may rest your hands on your belly, feeding, nurturing, and filling your soul with this connection. You may choose to stay here, or if you want to continue moving forward, you can roll to one side onto fetal position. Bending your arms and resting your head on top of your lower arm, pressing with your elbow down. Give yourself some tender, loving care, as usual, in this position. Ever so slowly come up to sitting position with your legs crossed. You may use your bolster or unblock to help you keep a straight spine. You may sit on it. Taking your time, bring your hands into prayer, chin to chest, spine is straight. Thank yourself for having the courage today to go onto your mat and practice. And feel the effects of your practice. Now rub your hands gently, creating some heat. This heat is going to be powerful, soothing, and healing. And bring your hands onto your heart. May this heat heal you and help you release anything you don't want, anything that's uncomfortable, anything that's challenging. And may you keep with you what you need, what's useful for you. Once again, bring your hands to prayer and create some heat again by rubbing your hands to each other. And now rest your hands on your belly. May this powerful heat be with your baby and nourish your baby always. Give your baby what he or she needs. Now bring your hands into prayer. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this beautiful journey, especially when it gets challenging. Namaste.